So straight ahead in front of us we do see the Aulerde vineyards, which are south-faced. And the neighbor side, it's the Kirchspiel, it's east-faced. We have to see both closer, so let's drive inside. So we have reached the Aulerde vineyards now, and you could see the vegetation is more than awake. It's really growing fast, and we are quite lucky because everything looks good. So we expect flowering into the next 3 weeks, which is early again, comparable to vintage 17 or 18, which is okay for us because we have learned how to manage early vintages, and also with Riesling this is not a problem for us. Yeah, the situation is quite well because there is enough water in the soil, and we are looking forward for a very good season. So now you could see the main block for Aulerde Grand Cru, which is a very old vineyard. It's planted in 51, so a lot of wines per hectare, so a good density, which means that the roots are going deep into the earth. And we do get very low yields from these old wines, but very concentrated fruit flavors in the berries therefore, and we really like the quality of this old block here in the Aulerde. We are now on our way to the Kirchspiel vineyards, which are east-faced and on a higher altitude. From here we do have a fantastic view to the Rhine Valley and also to the village of Westhofen. So at Kirchspiel it's a bit steeper slope here, and you could also see these fantastic limestone driven soils here, which are amazing for Riesling. And a great view you have too. It's a few meters to climb up if we go to Brunnenhäuschen and Moorstein vineyards, which are more on the hillside. And now arrived at the Brunnenhäuschen vineyards, and the difference is to the other sides that the soil is red colored. It's a lot of iron in the soil, and this gives a special creaminess into the wines. This special part is called Abtserde. So just a few meters and then we arrive into Moorstein area. So here we are. This is the Moorstein vineyard. It's a very special place for me. Very old wines, very clayish topsoil and limestoney underground. So when you see the plants, they are still smaller in this area because it's a cooler site. And if you see the soil, it's a very heavy clayish topsoil, saving a lot of water from the underground. So now we are at Gundersheim at the vineyard site called Höllenbrand, and I could show you these big rocks which you could also find in the underground of the Westhofen vineyards. We have new plantings here, and we have a Gundersheim Riesling and a Gundersheim Spätburgunder, both classified as Premier Cru levels, but I expect that Gundersheim will bring us GG Grand Cru qualities in long terms because the underground is wonderfully stony. As you see, these big rocks are typical for our underground, also in the Westhofen vineyards. So when I talk about limestone rocks, if you see these rocks, you could imagine what I mean. And crazy good material, giving a lot of saltiness into the wines. Of course, our wines are younger here in Gundersheim, so it needs some time for develop it to the maximum quality, but I'm quite hopeful, and at the end, if it's happening in the next generation, I could also live with. Yeah, that's it for the vineyard tour. We go now to the estate and have a look